I'm Luke Summerhaze, and I love Psyduck. Psyduck is a perennially popular Pokemon. It sort of just does what it says on the tin. It's a psychic duck. But it also has a goofy and hilarious tragedy to it, and elements of nature's weirdo, the platypus. Psyduck is a cute, chubby, yellow waterfowl. It has a number of psychic moves, and Pokédex entries talk about the psychic powers it exhibits, but it isn't actually a psychic type. No matter how many times I play Pokemon games, I forget this fact, and try to attack Psyduck with dark moves, or expect to get stabbed from psychic attacks. A Psyduck, and later Golduck, has been a key member of my team playing through Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. A powerful water type with a number of psychic type moves, not to mention a cute waddling friend when you let it out of the Pokeball. This is a monster that can really stay with you through a whole playthrough. Psyduck was the favourite Pokemon of a lad named Aaron, with whom I used to work in a soul-crushing supermarket job. It's also a favourite of Pat Reaver over on The Very Worst, a podcast only about all of the Pokemon movies. If you're okay with some occasional naughty language, that show is worth checking out for some chuckles. To use its psychic powers, Psyduck is cursed with headaches. The Pokemon Yellow Pokédex says, "Always tormented by headaches. It uses psychic powers, but it is not known if it intends to do so." While in Pokemon Silver it says, "If its chronic headache peaks, it may exhibit odd powers. It seems unable to recall such an episode." This sad little detail was played to great comic effect in the anime, and that sympathetic element is no doubt a big part of the Pokemon's enduring charm. Friend of the show and #1 superfan Andrew Rice had this to say.
I love Pokemon. I'm feeling a bit under the weather today. You know, it's not easy living a life where your head is just constantly about to explode, but that's the life that my good friend Psyduck has to live. He's just a nice little duck, isn't he? Just wants to do ducky things, but he's just constantly marred by his head just constantly pounding, and it's not fair. It's not his fault that he's got cool psychic abilities. He's just a nice chap. At least he gets to evolve and get rid of that pain. Unlike us humans who are just stuck with it for forever. It never goes away.
Eventually, cute and cuddly Psyduck evolves into gangly weirdo Golduck. People often like to speculate that the names are misattributed. After all, Psyduck is gold in colour, but Golduck is blue, whereas Golduck actually has more psychic power. According to Bulbapedia, this is because the colour gold actually has an association with psychic powers in Japan. The Gold Gummy is the gummy variety loved by psychic-type Pokemon, and the Marsh Badge's Japanese name is Gold Badge. If we look elsewhere, the predominant psychic types of the first generation games were gold in colour, the Abra family and Hypno. Certainly in Japanese Buddhism and Shinto, the colour gold represents fire and the sun and power. But I couldn't find any association to psychic power specifically outside the Pokemon games. Sorry, my Japanese knowledge isn't that great. One area of Japanese mythology which I am somewhat familiar is the Kappa. Kappas are a mainstay of folklore all over the country. Normally depicted as humanoid turtle creatures with duck-like beaks, and a weird head like a monk's haircut with a bowl in the middle full of water. They range from man-eating monsters to amusing tricksters. Depictions of the Kappa, from the cute to grotesque, are everywhere in Japan. There's a famous road in Tokyo where the streets are lined with Kappa statuary. There are anime, manga, monster movies and cutesy mobile phone commercials full of Kappas. Every day on my walk to work, I go past a cute little statue of a Kappa, which is also a Pokestop, as it happens. At the school where I work, one of my classes has named me Luke Kappa, on account of my bald head and the fact that I like cucumber, supposedly a Kappa's favourite food. The Pokemon Red and Blue Pokédex entry for Golduck actually name-checks the Kappa. Often seen swimming elegantly by lake shores. It is often mistaken for the Japanese monster, Kappa. I'll ignore for a second the weird implication that real-world mythological creatures are a factor in the Pokemon universe. Really, besides this Pokédex entry and its visual design, Golduck doesn't actually have much in common with a Kappa. Kappa range from mischievous to malevolent. They are known to drag people and animals into water and drown them, while the Golduck is a friendly creature which saves people from shipwrecks. Perhaps you could say that the gem which contains Golduck's psychic power is a reference to the volume of water which a Kappa needs to keep on its head, but that's a bit of a push. While Golduck didn't teach me much about the Kappa, it set me down a path I'm still on to this day. Reading about the Kappa in a Pokemon magazine or perhaps some GeoCities webpage is my earliest memory of my interest in Pokemon and Nintendo, developing into an interest in Japan. And here I am now, 20 years later, sat in an apartment in Nagano recording this podcast. Music for Luke Loves Pokemon was created by Jonathan Cromie, who would like me to mention that Golduck is a cricket term, while artwork for the show is by Katie Groves. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please do give it a 5-star rating and review on iTunes, or share it with your Pokemon-loving friends. That Let's Go Spoilercast special is coming, and with some exciting guests. If you have anything to say about the next couple of Pokemon we'll be covering, Mankey and Growlithe, please do get in touch. We're on Twitter and Facebook at LukeLovesPKMN, and you can email the show at lukelovespkmn@gmail.com. I love Psyduck, and remember, I love you too.